Good morning, everyone. We are very happy to be here with you today with a new stream. Good morning, Fernando.
Good morning, Etienne. Good morning, friends.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. And today I would like to start with two verses from the book of Ruth and a bit of Zohar. It is a bit different from what we are used to, but let's do it together. So, Fernando, do you have access to the whiteboard by chance?
Yes, to the streaming not yet, Etienne. I don't know if it is my connection or
Yes.
but to the whiteboard I
Yes.
I can.
Yeah, the streaming is coming. It is
Okay,
already, I
now
see the
now now
streaming.
it's okay. Yes.
Yes, here
Okay.
it is.
So where do you wish to start it?
Ruth 1, verse 19, if possible.
Okay. So Ruth chapter 1, verse 19. So they two went until they came to Bethlehem. And it came to pass when they were come to Bethlehem, that all the city was astir concerning them. And the woman said, Is this Naomi? And verse 22, So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, with her, who returned out of the field of Moab. And they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's read from Zohar Chadash. Zohar Chadash, New Zohar. Ruth, the book of Ruth. מאמר, article, בשעה שנפטר האדם מן העולם. In the hour or in the time when a person moves out from this life. Let's see, it is a bit, how do you say, challenging. Ot Shin Samechtet, Mark 369. Here, the bold letters are a quote from the verse. Vayehi kevoana bet lechem. And it was, were they coming to Bethlehem. Vayehi kevoana bet lechem, when they were coming to Bethlehem, vatehom kol ha'ir alehen. And the city, all the city was humming at her, like whispering. This is a verse. So far there is a quote that Fernando was reading for us. Here. Let's find a better pen. Yes. Vatomarna. And they were saying, is that Naomi? Now, so far there was a quote. Now here starts the article of the Zohar. Now, I start again. Vayhi kevoana Bethlehem. And it was when they were coming towards Bethlehem. Vatehom kol ha'ir alehen. And all the city was humming at them. Vatomarna. The city, the ladies, were asking or saying, Hazot Naomi, is that Naomi? Shehi haneshama. Now the Zohar says, is that Naomi, referring to the soul? Shehalcha mehamakom hazeh, that walk from this place. Now, so continues the Zohar, dehainu, meaning, בשעה שהנשמה הייתה בעיבור במלכות, meaning, in the time that the soul was in conceivement, בעיבור במלכות, in the kingdom, הנקראת בית לחם, which is called בית לחם, הייתה שם מלאה מכל טוב, was there fulfilled or completed from all of the goodness. מלאה מתורה, filled with Torah. עמוד ענן היה בראשה ביום, a pillar of cloud was at her head in the day, ועמוד אש בלילה, and a pillar of fire at night. ונר היה מאיר לפניה, and a candle was illuminating in front of her. והיו מראים לה את גן העדן, and they used to show her the Garden of Eden, מקום השכר הטוב של צדיקים, the good place which gives a fee of goodness of the righteous one, והראו לה את הגיהנום, and they showed her not the Garden of Eden, but in this case the other side, the hell, שהוא מקום העונשים של הרשעים, which is the place of the punishment of the evil, שנידונים בו על עוונותיהם, that are being judged upon their deeds, שנאמר, that it has been said, בהילו נרו עלי ראשי, when his candle upon me, my head, שהכתוב, which what is written, סובב, circles, על זמן עיבור הנשמה, in the time of the conceivement of the soul, במעי אימה המלכות, in the intestines of her mother, the kingdom. Hello Felipe, good morning. Shalom, shalom. What do you think about this text, Fernando?
It is. I am trying to make the link, Seti. We can see some hyperlinks, let's say, because we can see that the Zohar Hadash makes a reference from the Exodus, from the pillar of clouds in front of, and also, so we have this theme, and we have also the theme of the Ibur Malchut. I would like to listen from you. What does it mean, this Ibur from Malchut, if I understood well?
Yes.
So
the scene of, there's a verse that you were just reading. When they were coming to Bethlehem, all the city was humming at them. Please pay attention before we move to the Zohar itself. Just pay attention to the verse. Maybe we should move into the right to see the English and the Hebrew together. ויהי כבואנה בית לחם, and it was when they were coming or approaching בית לחם, ותהום כל העיר עליהן. All the city was humming at them or concerning at them. Please pay attention, in plural. This is a plural form. ותאמרנה, and they were saying, הזאת נעמי. Though there are two, because Ruth is coming with her,
yes,
they're asking, is that Naomi? Now, the Zohar takes those two words, is that Naomi, and continues. Let's see how the Zohar takes this question and moves really very high, because this is a very hard text. We should try to do this together today. ותאמרנה, this is the neighbors of Bethlehem, and they were saying, Hazot Naomi, is that Naomi? And here starts the Zohar, Shehi Haneshama. Now, Naomi, what is Naomi? The Zohar says, Neshama. Naomi is the soul. So if Naomi is the soul, this is interesting. This is a soul. This is Naomi. And the Zohar says, is that Naomi שהלכה מהמקום הזה. המקום הזה is Bethlehem. Bethlehem. דהיינו, meaning, בשעה שהנשמה הייתה בעיבור במלכות הנקראת בית לחם. שם הייתה מלאה מכל טוב, meaning, the soul was conceived in kingdom, which is called Bethlehem, was fulfilled from all the goodness, fulfilled from Torah, and so. So what is the, how do you say, the Zohar tries to open us. What relations do we have here between which letters or which spheres? Where is Naomi and where is Bethlehem? According to the Zohar,
Bethlehem is in Malchut.
Malchut.
Right.
Very good.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Bethlehem is Malchut. Very good. Malchut. This is kingdom. And where is Naomi? Where is she? In which sphere? According to the Zohar. If she is
Yes.
the
Yes.
Yes.
Bina, because she's
Bina.
Neshama. Yes.
She is Neshama, Bina. So is that Naomi? Yes. This is, so the Zohar reads the words, is that Naomi? Is that a soul that once used to be here conceived in Malchut, in Bethlehem? What does the Zohar does to Naomi? How does the Zohar?
He's
Yes? Yes, Fernando?
He's relating her with the tree of life, maybe.
Yes.
It is like the.
This is a very interesting text because the Zohar says here that the soul, which is beyond time and space, in this case Naomi, is being conceived in time and space, in Ha'olam Hazeh,
Yes.
in Bethlehem. And what is the question that the Zohar, because the neighbors looking, let's move in between two scenes. Let's call it a theater, and let's look at it like as the Zohar. The theater, if you would have now a theater play about this verse, what would you do as a director? If you had to direct this verse, what would you do in the scene? Just as a theater, before the Zohar, what would you do as a director in verse 19? How would you direct the scene? Please, be a director.
No, just the Naomi entering the city and the people trying to recognize her and like surprised that she's coming back, something like this.
Yes. And what do they see?
Looking at her.
Yes. What is the surprise that the city, try to experience the surprise that the city, the people of Bethlehem have when they see her. What kind of a surprise? What kind of a shift?
She's a different person. She's not the same Naomi that they saw, something like this.
Yes. How did she leave Bethlehem? In what situation?
She was married and now she's coming back only with a woman.
Yes. Yes. This is an excellent. She was very good. Very good. This is what the Zohar says. No sons. It says no husband and no sons. Yes. So no husband, no sons. Her sons used to be married to two ladies. So no husband, no two sons, and not one of her daughters-in-law. She's returning only with one. So the ladies are asking, is that Naomi? This is used to be the great family.
Yes.
Now she's coming probably with gray hair,
Yes.
from a lot of trouble and sorrow. But the Zohar opposite. opposite this theater reading, this is literal reading. The Zohar says, is that Naomi referring to the soul that descended to this world, to Malchut, which is called Bethlehem? That in Bethlehem she used to have everything, Torah and sons and husbands. And then it is, and what happens? Naomi, the Upper Hey Binah, used to be conceived in Malchut. In Malchut, in this world, Ha'olam Hazeh, in the matter. She used to have what? Husband, sons.
Husband, yes.
Yes, 2 sons, 2 brides, 2 daughter-in-laws, if we say in English, daughter-in-laws, yes?
Yes.
Please pay attention now to the name of the article and try to connect. The name of the article, בשעה שנפטר האדם מן העולם. In the time that a person, man, human, is living this world or this life.
Wow. This is great, yes.
What is happening here, Fernando?
It is, with the title, we could think that is the soul coming back to the world of the living.
Yes.
Let's say, with all of the scars from the incarnated experience.
Very good. Very good.
This is quite something. No, yes.
Yes, because this stage called Ibur, the soul, I would like to, I don't want to look now at the whiteboard. I would like to have a free speech with you now, because I would like to say something general. What happens to the soul according to the Zohar? What is happening? Every soul, every person which passes away from this life, from this carnal life in body, crosses this verse. Is that Naomi? Al kol adam, about every person, human, that passes from carnal life to the infinite, there is a verse which is waiting for him, for her, for the soul. Is that Naomi that used to live in Bethlehem kingdom, the heavenly kingdom, Ha'olam Hazeh, this world, that in this world the soul used to be conceived in the matter. The soul comes in karna, in flesh, sometimes as a man, sometimes as a woman. So in this life, if it is a man, he is probably a husband and a father or grandfather and so. If it's a woman, she is a married woman, she's a mother, grandmother and so. She has neighbors, friends, has full life in Bethlehem. And suddenly what? What happens? A person loses his dressing, his carnal cover, and moves to the infinite. So the question is that Naomi, Hazot Naomi, refers to every soul that leaves the body, leaves the carnal life, because if we would look at those 2 dimensions, like living in this world, people have houses, apartments, everything, families, children, friends, work, go to vacation. They learn, they have talents and so. Fulfilled life. And suddenly what happens when the last breath is leaving a person. Suddenly, all those worlds are not existing anymore for the soul that leaves the body and returns to the infinite. So the question here, is that Naomi? This Naomi, this beautiful Naomi, is also pleasant. This person, it used to have full life, job, wife, children, grandchildren. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, used to have those like palaces here in this world, in Bethlehem. Bethlehem, by the way, is not just a geographical city. Bethlehem, in this framing of the Zohar, is all this life on this planet is Bethlehem. Again, Bethlehem is not just a little city 10 kilometers south to Jerusalem, geographically. Kol ha'olam hazeh, all this world, the manifested world, is Bethlehem. So when the soul leaves the body, comes a question. Is that Naomi? She used to have husband and sons and daughters-in-law and life, and suddenly there's nothing. What do you think about this article?
Oh, it is amazing. It makes me think about two, if I may ask you,
Yes, yes.
because Naomi had two sons, right?
Yes, yes.
It was Marlon and Kilion, if I
Yes.
remember well.
True.
And if I remember well, because Philip is here also in our very first class of Hebrew, we learned that the root of Marlon and Kirlion was like something bad, like to be anguish or to be. I cannot remember exactly what does it mean, Marlon and Kirlion, but it was like bad experiences or sickness or something like this. I don't know, Eti, do you have this reference?
About the names of the
Because
children?
what I am looking,
Yes, about the names.
yes, the name of the children,
I will write them
yes,
here. Yes, 1 second. When I find a pen here. Machlon and Kilion. Machlon is from illness or forgiveness or dreaming. Depends on Machlon. 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 And Kilion. This is extinction. Kilion. Extinction. Something is going. Kill. Yon. Like in English, kill. Yes? To kill someone.
yes.
Yes.
Because it makes me think about the experience of the soul in this world,
Yes.
like with lot of scars and next and not so good experience, because each one of us have their own experience for the good and for the not so good.
True.
And it is interesting that she's coming back to Bethlehem with her daughter-in-law. It is not a son, it is a parallel relationship, it is not a direct relationship. It is a different kind of bond. It is not a bond of blood, it is a bond of care, let's say, because Ruth likes her, right?
Wow. True. It's not a
It
bond
is
of blood.
it is quite beautiful.
It is excellent, Fernando. It is not bond of blood. So let's continue. So with what the soul, Naomi, when they ask, is that Naomi? And with her comes Ruth. And if we take this reading of the Zohar, with what a soul returns to the infinite after this life, what does the soul take with her? Who is the companionship of the soul? Is it the blood relation? What accompanies the soul when the soul is leaving?
Root is not related with friendship as well. It is the root
Yes.
of root, the
Yes.
root of the name.
Yes, root is the
Right.
Torah, Yes, the good deeds.
Yes, the Torah.
The
Yes,
Torah
of
and the
course.
good deeds.
It's
The soul lives this life only with root, meaning with the good deeds and relationship which are not blood relationship. The care and the friendship. With this, the soul lives. This is why the Zohar says, and you said also, sometimes we have good experience, sometimes not. This is why they, here, where is the word ibur? Yes. We see this ibur. Ibur, conceivement. In English it is conceivement, but in Hebrew this is ibur. Why ibur? Fernando, what letters do we have in ibur? Like you said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it is no good.
not. Yes, we can take Ra. Yes.
Yes, ibur
That is
contains
bad.
very good. Very good. Yes. Very good.
But also we can take the 72 with the half.
Very good. And then we get Gevurah, and then very good. Very good. Ibur.
Yes, Gevurah. Yes.
Gevurah, but this is also the very good. Today the connection is a bit loose. So we have here Ain and Resh. This is why the Zohar says that the soul is being conceived in Malchut, because in conceivement, Ibur, we have also the letters Ain Resh, which is or Resh and Ain Ra, which is bad, because this is carnal. Carnal is always duality. Yes. Yes, now Felipe is writing. Also, there is a lore that when the soul descends, she learns Torah. Yes. She learns Torah. Yes, this is true, Felipe. Yes. The only thing that the soul takes with her when living the carnal life is the Torah, the good deeds, the mitzvot, the friendship, when we do things gratuitously. This is what accompanies the soul when the soul leaves the body. This is the most beautiful day of a person on earth, the day that the soul is leaving. We relate to it opposite, but this is the most beautiful day.
Eti,
Yes.
and if I may ask you,
Yes.
it may sound silly question, but I really wish to listen from you. What does it mean to learn the Torah?
This is a very good question. We were discussing it yesterday night. Yeah. What does it mean to learn the Torah? What is the Torah? What is the Torah? Does the Torah or the Bible belongs to a preacher in the church, a rabbi? What is it? Does it belong to a religion, to ethnicity? What is the Torah? What is the Bible?
This is the question, Eti, right? What is the Torah and what is to learn the Torah for you?
The Torah is the learning to relate. Yes. It's about relationships. This is what we take with us. Because they say that the Torah is an anpin, the vav, and so it's like a company. What accompanies a person. So it doesn't have a weight. Like it's not a suitcase. When people travel abroad, they take little hand luggage or so. It doesn't have a weight. The Torah is the way we relate to the world, to friends, to flowers, to bees, to birds. This is the Torah, the relations outside of one person. How a person relates to a leaf, to a book that he sees. How does he relate to the sunlight, to the street, to the movement? It's about relationships. And those are the matters of the heart, like the little prince is saying in the book. The little prince. The most important things are not for the eye to see. We cannot weigh them. It is in the realm of the heart. It is hidden. How do we relate to someone? If we shall put like two actors in the room, let's make again. I like these games. And you would like to direct a scene. And each one reads his part, and they have to relate to each other, that the camera will catch them, or in the theater people will understand what is the relations between. They're just acting, but we don't know really what is happening inside the heart. What is happening inside the heart? This is the Torah.
Beautiful.
This is also where the temple is. Our temple, the human temple, is in a person's heart. It's not a house made out of stones in a certain territory. The temple is the most sacred place in ourselves. This is why they say purify, when not just when people go into, let's say, people used to go to meetings, to weddings, so they wash up, they dress up, and they go to the church, to synagogue, and so this is external. But to come with a clean heart, this is it. This is also why at those days people are eating unleavened bread in Passover. This is the only way to go out of Egypt, is not to eat let's say physical unleavened bread or matzah, is not to have a grudge. This is what it means to come innocent in every situation that we have in life, to come innocent, not with former knowledge or experience. Sometimes we're carrying trauma and fears from former experience, from unwanted relationships. Each one goes through his life with certain scars, as you say. And so always to come innocent and pure-hearted, and let's see what is happening. Not to come with I know, and in this case happened to me B, C, D, E, F, G, and I carry a lot of load and a lot of gravity on our back. This is not the intention. Yes, Felipe, what would you like to say? So each one's person's heart, this is his temple. This is the Ark of the Covenant, and so whether if we go in the desert or whether we're in the city, we're carrying the Torah with us. Is to travel, yes. Torah is to latur, it, like in English, latur, it means to tour. It means, yes, to travel. Yes, we are traveler, Felipe, in this life. Yes. 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 Questions so far?
No, it is so beautiful, Etienne. I am just looking at all this of this picture. That is quite something. And I was just thinking about an analogy, Eti,
Mm-hmm.
because since we forget from our like deciding, it is not our incarnation process, let's say. We forget what we think before our incarnation process, let's say. But we can. Uh, but I was thinking now about the experience of on COVID-19 2 years ago,
Very good.
that everybody was locked down and 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 everybody was ne- that wasn't another way. It was like you need to be humble because you in that time you could not buy more houses or to find more clients and invest your money or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It is you with yourself, right?
True.
And like it was like the matzah,
Mm-hmm.
like the bread without leaven. You are not getting bigger, you are getting little.
Yes.
Uh, I'm mentioning this experience because because even now we can forget this experience. We are in
Yes.
the world and we are chasing our goals and we are, with a lot of things for the day. And maybe 2 years ago we were wondering to find friends, to meet with a friend or to go out to take a gelato or something like this. And so if we cannot remember well I experienced from 2 years ago that remember us to be humble and to be little.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we can see how easy it is to forget our origin or
Mm-hmm.
how to forget the Torah inside, the Torah within. It is. I'm sorry, I know that I am putting some ideas but there are some ideas that are coming from the heart. Just thinking about this because it really hits me that this topic. It was
It's a
quite
good
quite
question.
big.
Thank you, Fernando. It is a very good question. Before class, I was reading one of Shamati's article. Shamati's articles, just to say general saying, it is like a book or a notebook that the son of Bala Sulam, Rabbi Baruch, wrote day or 2 days after being attending his father's lessons. Because unlike in university, when sometimes people are writing notes when somebody's speaking, this is very different than after 1 day or two to write what we have learned from the listening. So Rabbi Baruch used to write those little notes 1 or 2 days after he used to hear a lesson, because we have integration in listening, we have integration. And he wrote a notebook called Shamati, I have heard, or I heard in Hebrew. And in this notebook, he used to write lessons that he heard from his father. During the days, this notebook came to be a book. And today I was reading one of his articles in the book Shamati, which holds the title En Od Milvado. There is no source power besides him. Though we experience the world in multiplicity, many variation, colors, hours, modes, and so there's only one thing. This is built upon a verse from the Bible. And it is interesting, Fernando, because in this article he says that the most inner part inside of us is the heart and the mind, which are connected. And this is the most thin thing that we have. And all the rest is just construct, physical construct around the mind and the heart. So if we are modest, and this is how he trains the people to think, this is a great exercise in modesty. The most important thing is the mind and the heart. Yes. Yes, I see sunshine. Yes, Ruth, to see, to understand. Thank you so much. And how can a person, this is to practice modesty, is to focus only in the mind and in the heart. All the rest is just, like you say, leaven bread. It's because the natural thing is to grow, to have more and more and more and more. This is opposite in modesty.
This is and it is interesting because I was reading just to see how things can be connected. I was reading for a paper, a book from Jung, and he was speaking about the complex power, that there is a complex that we all have, like to seek for power, let's say, but people are very complex in this level, but okay. And he quotes Gilgamesh, that story of Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh was striving for power, for richness, and also for immortality. And it is interesting that the way to overcome the complex of power is to be aware of the mortality of the body, of the things from this world. Exactly what you are mentioning here, like to know what is essential, and not striving for things that only take more and more your energy. It is so. I'm just putting from other angle, but it's the same idea about this awareness that someday we have to be Naomi going back to Bethlehem.
Because Naomi, this is excellent. Naomi, the value of Naomi is 170. Without the zero, it is 17, which is good, and light. That the light was good. So one day we are leaving behind the carnal dressing, which is two in duality, and we go for the one, to Naomi, to goodness. And what accompanies the goodness is the Torah in the heart and in the mind. The relationships that this is the thing that will continue with us to our next life. The relationships. Nothing else. They say there is no... in Hebrew, they say that when person goes to the next life, there are bandage also. There's like white bandage that they put, and they say there is no pockets in this bandage, meaning we don't take anything. Pocket is like a receiving vessel. So when we go for the next life, there is no pockets. We cannot take anything with us. It's not an airplane that people can take hand luggage or so, or trolley or so. Can't take anything. So the only sane conclusion is to invest in relationships, because this is the only thing that we take, or accompanies us, so to say. We don't even take it. Let's say in Egypt, the dynasties of the pharaoh, how they called him, the dynasties of pharaohs, to their generations used to build pyramids and bury their kings with gold and with slaves and with dressing, because they're going for the next life, and they should go to the next life with all these palaces and servants and gold and treasures and who knows what. This is the Egyptian. But
Yes.
yes, no, don't take anything. So the only sane thing is to invest in relationships, because there is no power or there is no source beyond or except Him, which is good, the Holy Blessed He. I think to this conclusion also Carl Jung reached.
Yes. Yes, I was reading it also the Shamati,
Mm-hmm.
and just to mention that he speaks that during this life is that there where we can create a soul. Like the Neshama needs to be born in the incarnated life. I think I read something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and and I am wondering here about the quality of Neshama because it seems that is this ability to relation to to be related with things, to make relation with things, and not to be literal, like to. It is not about a curriculum that you are made in this world, you know. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to connect, but I think that is the ability to make the relation in different levels, you know,
Yes,
like.
yes. This is it. This is it. To make relations in different levels. Yes. Yes, Felipe is asking, there's practical question, what it means vegomer, vav gimel vav is vegomer, it means and complete. Whenever we see Hebrew letters and then vegomer, it means to complete. This is only part of the verse. So the article writes 3, 4, 5 words from the verse, but this is in a way a suggestion for us to go to the source, to read the verse from the beginning until the end or its completion, because from a lack of space they cannot quote all the time the complete verses. They also start with 2, 3 words, and they hint for us to continue to the source and to read the full text, to have the context, because there is not enough. They're writing so much here, condensed writing. They cannot afford writing the whole phrase or the whole verses from A to Z or so. This is vego, vegomer. Vegomer is to complete the reading in the source, because this is just a quote. It's not a source. Yes, Fernando, Felipe, and Sunshine. Makes me think of the golden ratio spiral, like a will body. Yes, true. Questions or thoughts that you would like to ask?
Yet this creation of the Neshama is related with this text, with the Neshama Ibur here or not? Ibur HaNeshama that he's explaining.
Let's see. Because there are two directions, that depends on the text.
Yes, no, there is more than two, I think, because it is quite condensed, like you said, but I'm just wondering because he speaks about this Burha Neshama.
Yes, that the soul is being conceived in the intestine of her mother. Now he opposite it. Now the mother here is Malchut. This is the mother, the last A. And the soul, this is the movement. The soul, Naomi, is being conceived. So I would what happens? A second, I will write it like this. Where is it? Let's take a. It's being conceived and pen. Where are you? Here. The upper hay is being conceived. Oops, in the lower hay. The soul makes herself little that she could be conceived in this life. You see how I drew it?
Yes, yes.
This is the direction. Ibu, she becomes little. We could, this is interesting sketch because usually the mother is here. Yes, mother is Bina, and Bina is conceived with the children, and then she delivers the son, the Vav, and then the Hey. This is usually how we learn that the mother, Bina, is the mothers of son or the mothers of children is happy. The mother is Bina or Leah, and the children are the Vav and the Hey, the 6 sons, so to speak, of Leah, and Dinah is Malchut. This is how usually we learn the direction of thinking. True or not true?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
But
True.
now the Zohar or Zohar Chadash takes an opposite course. He says the soul is being conceived by the last Hey. The soul descends into this life to experience duality. This is why she is in Ibu, in conceivement, because if we take the 2 letters of Ibu, Ayin and Resh here, Ayin and Resh, Ayin and Resh, or Resh and Ayin, it is 270. 270 is 2 to 7, duality. Yes? The soul comes in Ibu, into this life, to experience duality. Night and day, opposites, cold and warm. This is the reason that a child is being born here, to experience duality. Questions or thoughts?
Oh, I think that was a quite good topic, Eti, for Pesach, like the living the duality, like the the freedom of the soul. It was quite amazing topic to meditate on this week and to be in touch with this idea. So I thank you so much for bringing this, Eti.
Thank you so much. Felipe is asking, can you read a little bit more? Fernando, do you have a minute?
Yes, I have. Yes.
There is another letter Shin Ayin, mark 370. בהאי שאתה אמרה וכולי. At this time, or this hour, she said, באותה שעה, in this hour or that hour, אומרת הנשמה, at the same hour, meaning living, אומרת הנשמה, the soul says, אל תקראנה לי נעמי. Don't call me Naomi. קראנה לי מרה. And so, please call me Mara. Mara in Hebrew means bitter, feminine.
Peter.
אני מלאה הלכתי. I went complete. כמו שאמרתם, as you said. וריקם השיבני השם. And empty the Lord has returned me. שפירושו that its meaning. אני, כשהייתי במקום הזה בעיבור, when I was in this place, in conceivement, הייתי מלאה מן התורה. I used to be complete from the Torah. מלאה מכל טוב, כנ"ל. Complete from all of the goodness, as we have just seen. ועתה ריקם השיבני השם לעולם הזה. And now the Lord has returned me empty to this life. What do you understand from this reading?
First, we need to understand what does it mean to be empty and to be full. No? But in the context, we could think that in the former life she had everything, she was full of living experience, and now she's coming back empty, without nothing, like you said, without pocket, without... I'm not sure that I'm following the right track.
Let's see how Felipe, this is a tricky text, very tricky because it takes opposite directions. Let's see what Felipe and Sunshine are writing. Felipe says, it looks like Naomi, the soul, does not know yet she is still accompanied by Torah, Ruth. And Sunshine is saying, I like the fact that we talk about making relations, companion. And Ruth says, your people will be my people, etc. Excellent, excellent. It's not clear because this letter can work in different directions. Because she said, אני כשהייתי במקום הזה בעיבור, when I was in this place in conceivement, הייתי מלאה מן התורה. I used to be complete from the Torah, complete from all the goodness. ועתה ריקם השיבני השם לעולם הזה. So this is an opposite direction. The Lord has returned me to העולם הזה. I used to be, this is an opposite speech, can be read as an opposite speech. Naomi as the soul, yes, before she came here to this life, in infinite, in the Garden of Eden, used to have everything. And now she has returned to this life with nothing. Because every soul which comes to reincarnate in flesh loses the illumination of the Garden of Eden. And in a way, she is forgetting, like Weinreb says in the amazing book of Esther, when a child is born, when a baby is born, comes at the moment of birth, an angel touches his upper lip, and he forgets all the Torah that he learned while being impregnant in his mother's womb. Now this is opposite. This is an opposite direction of thinking. The baby is Naomi, the soul, and the soul being as a fetus in the mother's womb, it's a soul, goes through reincarnation, and all the time of the 9 months she is learning the Torah with the candle above. But the moment the child is being born, the Torah is left there, and he comes to this life empty. The baby comes empty. This is an opposite reading of the paragraph we read above.
Yes.
Felipe is writing, Ruth, Torah says to the soul, Naomi, your people will be my people, your God will be my God. Yes, it's about relationship. Whole life is about relationship. Any questions that you would like to ask?
No, for me it is great. It was amazing journey.
Thank you so much. It is good to have those conversations to remember ourselves. Because it is good to,
Yes, it
to
is
remember.
necessary.
Yes, all the time to remind us where we come from, where we're going. It's just for a short while here in this journey and relativize everything. So thank you so much and a beautiful week to everyone. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, friends, Sunshine, Felipe, and Eti. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.
Shalom, shalom. Toda
Shalom,
rabba.
shalom. Bye bye.